All right, ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and TikTok lovers, welcome back to another Dark Dimension TikTok reaction viewing time. Yay! So, last episode in episode 3, I said we lost most of our TikToks. That is true. I still haven't managed to get them back, but this episode is mostly of recent stuff that's happening. It's very recent. I hope to get this one out pretty soon. But this one, I would like to say, is very much themed towards a very current event that's happening. Now, I intended for this to be a long time running series potentially because I keep getting recommended stuff by TikTok that reminds me of the Dark Dimension. However, that might not be the case because today's theme is the United States banning TikTok, or at least they're trying to. So there's a lot of stuff to go over here. We don't have a lot of videos as much as the other episodes, but we're probably going to talk a lot about them, even though there's not a lot of them, because there's a lot to say with this stuff. There's a lot of stuff to say. Excuse me. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's see what's happening with the United States banning TikTok, and let's go into it.
All right, I'm back from the TikTok here.
And if you want to send me TikToks, you could send them, friend my main account, Tecnics, and then send me stuff on there. And if I think it's good, I can send it to myself here and make a reaction of it. If you want to send me TikToks, if you want me to react to them, and you think it shows the Dark Dimension, please send it to Technics right there.
All right, I'm back from the TikTok hearing and here to give you a rundown. For those of you who are watching on C-SPAN, yes, I was sitting directly behind Show 2.
Whoa.
A media outlet told me
So that's the CEO of TikTok, by the way. Super cool guy. Super cool guy.
Probably ruined my career by sitting behind him, and I told them I don't have a career without TikTok.
So that is one of the biggest things that has come out of all of this. A lot of people, TikTok is so huge, and we're going to go into a little bit of a rabbit hole looking at these TikToks coming up, but TikTok is so huge, people have literally made jobs from being on this site. Now, I heard that TikTok doesn't pay you, much. They pay you pennies and dimes for the views you get on here. It's actually better to go on other platforms because they pay you more, just through AdSense and stuff. But the biggest thing that TikTok helps you get an audience, and then you can sell merch to them, you can transition to other things. So people can definitely start their career on here. I don't think TikTok themselves pays a lot, but overall still people can make their livelihood off of being on TikTok. And the fact that the United States wants to ban it is kind of crazy. Now, let's go into the reasons why they want to ban it. These are going to be echoed in the TikToks to follow, but to basically give some background, the United States wants to ban TikTok because they think TikTok is a Chinese-owned thing. They think China is using it to corrupt our country, to spy on us, to this and that, right? Because China's evil. It's the same thing that some people say about anime from Japan. Japan and anime was used to fight back, because we use nukes on them. They're going to corrupt our culture with anime, and anime is bad, and this and that. It's a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense because TikTok, from what we know and from what I know currently to be the facts right now, all this could change. Some stuff could come out that was secret, who knows, right? Because things are probably never as they seem in this dark dimension. But as things currently stand, TikTok doesn't really do anything wrong that other companies don't do already that are American. And if anything else, TikTok is just, I don't know, it's just so good. The algorithm is the best thing for me on TikTok. There's so many people on it, and the algorithm really does recommend me what I really love. And you can manipulate it, right? It does listen to you, obviously, but everything listens to you nowadays. To where, like, how does it do anything different? And you're going to see with the facts that are presented that a lot of the assumptions and a lot of the accusations just aren't the case. And this is really just to show how stupid our government is. But we're going to see. We're going to see. And we're going to learn more about the situation from the TikTok. So here we go.
Which is also true for the 5 million business owners on this app.
Yes.
And it seems worth pointing out, if Santa Claus thinks that you're on the naughty list, maybe you're not on the right side of the TikTok argument.
Wow.
The things I was able to take notes
You know what's
on
funny too? I actually get Santa Claus recommended to me. He gives me philosophy.
Just go through my tweets. Congress is not just proposing a ban on TikTok, they want the broad power to ban any app that they deem unsafe.
Okay, and there it is. And there it is. So this is just a stepping stone to our government wanting more power to do whatever they want to us. So they want to use TikTok as the first example, but they ultimately want the power to do anything that they feel is right. And as I've said in previous videos, what the rich people, which also who are the people in the government, what the rich people and the people in power want to do is do things that they feel right. And what they feel right is not anymore in the best interest of all of the other people. The medium, the middle class, the lower class, the interests of the upper class are no longer their interests. the upper class does not care mostly about anything to do with the middle or lower class, except for the most part, exploiting them. I don't want to talk in absolutes because there are rich people that do care. Obviously, they can't do much fighting against the system of the rest of the rich people, but it's not everyone, it's just most of them. Most of the people at the top don't care about the people in the middle or the bottom, except for taking advantage of them and milking more money out of them because we're greedy.
They also want the power to amend Section 230, otherwise known as the 26 words that invented the internet. They want the
Whoa.
ability to severely limit free speech.
Sounds so American, right? It sounds like they want to go against China because China's against America, but look at what America's trying to do, limit free speech.
And they're using TikTok as the vehicle to kind of like wedge their way into that.
Lovely.
They talked a lot about banning accounts for kids under 13, but they did not address how many family accounts there are and what would happen to them. They also did not talk about the religious communities who built their ministries on TikTok.
See, it's so wild to me to think of things, right? TikTok started as a music app, and then from Musical.ly, they changed to TikTok, and it became way past music. Like, again, you have people with their livelihoods on here, people that have created careers on here. You have religious communities on here. TikTok is a phenomenon. It's almost like Fortnite. Obviously, it's not as big as Fortnite. Fortnite is bigger. But, it's very much like Fortnite where it's sort of just ingrained in society now and so many things are happening on it. How the fuck can you get rid of it? If you get rid of it, it's gonna be like what are you doing? And by the way, the comments on here are fucking hilarious, and you might think these are mostly joking, but unironically some of them are like very true. Look at the first comment here. Mr. CEO, how do I turn off the flashlight on my phone? Yes or no? This is literally what some of the Congress people are saying, and we're going to look at how bad it is. We're going to look at how stupid the U.S. government looks. Excuse me.
They have online ministries that were built during the pandemic, and
Yes.
they are very concerned about the scattering of their flock if this app were to go down. Many pastors saying that a ban on TikTok would be the same thing as shutting down churches.
And it honestly would be, because a lot of people are connected through TikTok across the world. And TikTok is easy enough to use because, you know, let's be real, right? A lot of the priests and stuff, they're older people. TikTok is easy enough to live stream and stuff. Setting up a Zoom and joining the Zoom, it's a little bit more difficult, I think, for them. So even though they could do other means, it's not like they're completely shutting off the ability for these religious communities to get together. They're going to make it a little bit more difficult because they're older people. They don't know what they're doing.
Most of their questioning had to do with like their children not adhering to rules on the internet,
Yeah, and whose fault is that? Oh, my children goes on TikTok and searches up boobies. This is your fault. Like, what?
I don't know, maybe they were asking the government for more help to parent their and other people's kids.
Honestly,
Refugees
yes.
had one good question, which is how many Spanish-speaking moderators are there? That's excellent. That's
That's a
something
good
that I wish they
question.
would have let him answer.
See, some of the questions from this whole like TikTok going to the Senate and like having a hearing and them grilling him, some of the questions are good. It's not all bad, but most of them are just idiotic. It's so bad. This video is this little TikTok reaction video. It's basically just here to show how stupid things are, mostly. But there's some good that come out of it.
But also complained that there's a lot of medical misinformation on the app.
Which is true.
Okay, but when medical misinformation was being taken down, Congress claimed that conservative voices were being unfairly censored.
So what the fuck are they supposed to do?
With regards to pro-ivermectin and anti-vax content. Rep. Weber from Texas said that TikTok content is both communist CCP propaganda and, at the very same time, woke.
What?
Now, Rep. Dingle had
Dingle!
a great question. She's from Michigan, and she said it was important to her that she knows that TikTok isn't using geo-targeting data that could be accessed by people's abusers or stalkers to cause harm.
See, that's a good thing. A lot of good things did, well, not a lot, but some good things did come from it.
That's a good question. Another good question came from Rep. Clark, who was asking, does TikTok shadow ban or limit the reach of Black and other marginalized communities? And if they do, is that cutting those communities out of compensation opportunity?
Well, if they do, it is cutting them out of compensation opportunities, right? That's just a fact of what's happening in the situation. However, this is where I'll put my own little anecdote in here, my own little opinion. China does not like people of color. They don't. Let's be real. I mean, you know, they ban certain Black Marvel movies from appearing in China because they do not like Black people. So I would not put it above them to do this if, and this is the big if, because I'm not like these senators here, the if is if they were controlled by China, which they are not.
Many members of Congress wanted Shochu to commit to the idea that he could perfectly moderate content.
No one can do that.
They were very upset about a video that had a gun in it.
You can't get rid of all of the bad things on your platform when your platform is as big as TikTok. It's impossible. You would need to hire like half the population of the earth to moderate that shit because there's so many hours and hours of content being released on TikTok every minute. It's just like logistically impossible to have a human review that and deem if it's okay or not in a fashionable way. It's just not possible.
But then
They don't understand that.
doesn't want to do anything about gun legislation in real life.
Okay, that's just kind of a whack at gun legislation, but okay.
Those of you asking, this is what it looked like from my point of view. Also
Whoa.
saw Rep Frost in the hallway. What's up, Maxwell? Two different
Hey.
Congress people asked why there isn't more accurate information about abortion and how to perform an at-home abortion.
Like you hear this shit. You hear this shit. Why can't I learn how to perform an abortion at home on TikTok? Who the like this can't be real. This can't be real. We have to be living in some weird dark dimension, honestly. Like think about this. These are not regular people. This sounds like a question you would find in the comment section of a TikTok, right? But the comment sections are smarter than what's being asked here. A senator in Congress asked, why can't I find more info about how to perform a home abortion? I don't even want to argue if having an abortion is right or not, because that's its own tricky slope, but who the fuck, as a senator who represents people, thinks this is a good question? What the hell?
On TikTok, they
What?
asked why the American version of the app doesn't censor its users the way that China does.
Okay. So this is what I don't understand. And again, a lot of these senators just aren't looking at the facts of the situation. TikTok is not allowed in China. There's no TikTok in China. China does not have TikTok. And let me just confirm this so I don't look like an idiot. Does China have TikTok? The Communist Party extensive internet filter blocks most users in China from seeing TikTok. TikTok has no affiliation with Beijing ByteDance technology. It's literally not allowed in China.
And they continue to quote the Wall Street Journal or Forbes magazine as their source of information for just about every accusation they levied at TikTok. Wall Street Journal,
did
which
this.
is owned by the Australian billionaire Rupert Murdoch, who also owns Fox News, who's also a big supporter of Facebook. But the hands down most unhinged part of the trial was when Congressman Pence was yelling at Shochu, "You get paid, when do I get paid?"
Like, what? This isn't real life. It can't be. This is so asinine that, like, there's so many problems in our country, and this is the biggest debacle of the, like, century. Well, not of the century, but, like, this is the hot piece of news that's happening right now. Like, everyone's concerned about, like, these senators showing their asinineness and, like, their idiocy, arguing why TikTok should be banned, whether, like, actually talk about real things like the economy or the housing rent crisis and everything. Like, this is what's happening. It's just so depressing, man. But anyway, this is just the first video. Like I said, we're gonna spend a lot of time on these most likely. But oh my god, like what the fuck, man? Like what the fuck? I don't get it. But a big thing that is basically happening with a lot of these accusations, and it's a big thing that people are noticing, and I've said this in other episodes, is because of the internet and because of the spread of information. Now, granted, there's a lot of misinformation. I don't think this part's misinformation. I think this is true, where people are basically figuring out, okay, Meta is lobbying. Meta is paying money, trying to pay people off, trying to do both legal, not moral, but legal and illegal shit to try and ban TikTok because, again, they want to make more money. They want Meta to be on the top, not TikTok, because it's against their interest, because they want more money. So a lot of these senators are basically hypothesized to be paid off to be, bribed. And honestly, I can believe it because these questions are sometimes coming straight out of the mouth. And we're going to see with a later video later on, a later TikTok, that there's things that are provable that show this. And the biggest thing that's baffling to me is people know this, but nothing changes. Like, it's so wild how, like, people just they figure this out. Yeah, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. Yeah, people are getting bribed. This is corrupt. This, and that. But it's just going to keep going and nothing's going to change. Because, again, it makes me think the system is just set up that way so much that what can people do? Or people are just lazy and they just want to live regular lives, which how can I blame them, right? But anyway, yeah, so this is the first on hopefully a lot of interesting ones. So let's see the asinineness. Here we go. So Mr. Show, oh my god, I hate this lady. By the way, we're gonna get into it. So Mr. Show Chu, I want to say this right now. TikTok hired the right person to be their CEO. This guy is such a good public speaker. This guy seems like such a nice, genuine guy. Now, I'll be admitting this too, right? They hired a really good guy. We don't know how he actually is. I obviously think he's a good actor, no matter what, right? I'm pretty sure, and it's pretty obvious to me, having taken media and psychology and philosophy, that he knows what he's doing. He knows who he's talking to. He's definitely trying to push a narrative. He does seem like a nice guy, though, from what I can see. I really, really like the way he carries himself and the way he presents himself, but he is obviously here with a purpose. He is here with the purpose of trying to get people to be okay, if not the senators, at least the public, because the public can influence the senators, the Congress people, to not ban TikTok, but he's very good at what he does. I question whether it's fully genuine, but he does a good job at least making it look genuine. This guy, Shou Chu, I feel bad for him, and I think TikTok hired a very good guy, a very good actor, if anything else. Because if he is not genuine with how he's acting, then he is an extremely good actor.
Mr. Show, I'd like to direct your attention to the screen.
This is like the main villain. This is like a Karen. When I looked at her, Congresswoman Kat Kamak from Florida, the Republican, I question like she just looks like a main villain. I don't know. You're gonna see how stupid she is and how like disrespectful she is and what she does. I hate this lady. This to me is like one of the main boss villains in Mr. like Show's story arc. But this is like so bad. Oh my god.
For a short video if you
I hate her. Look at this. Look at this.
don't mind.
Now even though I hate her, you're gonna see like what the fuck? You're gonna see I don't disagree with everything she says. So the caption here is me as fuck at the House Energy and Commerce Committee, but I'll let the rest of the video play. By the way, it's by iFunnier. Like that's the user who made this.
That video was posted 41 days ago. As you can see, it is captioned me as F. Your own community guidelines state that you have a firm stance against enabling violence on or off TikTok. We do not allow people to use our platform to threaten or incite violence.
She just looks ugly. I'm sorry. Like it has nothing to do with it, but I think she's just so ugly and so disrespectful. It's sad that the ugly people are the disrespectful ones. But anyway, that might get me into trouble. But anyway, um, this is where I actually do agree with her. There's an argument on both sides to be had here, and I've said this before. How the fuck is TikTok gonna like manage all of these things that are uploaded to its platform? There's probably a lot of sick shit. And granted, I use TikTok too, right? I've seen a lot of the CapCut videos that they post where it's like a lot of transitions. They'll literally show people getting fucked, people getting killed, porn, literal straight porn, hentai. And I see it. I don't really mind it, but I could just imagine if you're a parent, you don't want your kids seeing that shit, right? And the algorithm kind of just feeds it to you. It doesn't know what it's feeding to you. It's just knowing like, the metadata. It just feeds you certain things. TikTok can't be responsible for it all. Obviously, this is more of a bigger question of how can you moderate this stuff? How can people like not make things bad? They will because they're people, right? People are just bad in general. But she does bring up a good question here of how was this allowed for 41 days? Because if it gets traction, right? If it gets enough traction, it should be automatically flagged or, someone should look at it. But the question is, does TikTok have the manpower for that? It's honestly hard. It's honestly hard to say because how do you manage millions and millions of hours of content a day, right? Because TikTok just produces so much. You just can't go through it. There's an argument for both sides. Like, how is this allowed for this long? But then again, how do you manage all this stuff? It's a hard question to answer. It's more of we just try and do the best we can, I think. But what is the best, right? People have different definitions of that, but we're going to see why I have an issue with her. The question she asks here is a good question, but you're going to see how she does it.
Or to promote violent extremist organizations, individuals, or acts. When there is a threat to public safety or an account is used to promote or glorify off-platform violence, we ban the account.
Which is true. They do that, right? If they can. Now, again, I don't know how this one was allowed to stay on for that long. It probably got traction too, but who knows? But it's the question of how can you expect TikTok to handle everything?
This video has been up for 41 days. It is a direct threat to the chairwoman of this
It
committee,
is.
the
It
people in
is.
this
She's not
room,
wrong. It
and yet
is.
it still remains on the platform.
It shouldn't.
And you expect us to believe that you are capable of maintaining the data security, privacy, and security of 150 million Americans?
So this is the sad part where she's not wrong with what she's saying, but again, they're targeting TikTok unfairly because obviously they're using this, like we said before, as a stepping stone to do whatever they want because they want to just control the internet even more and, just ban things if they don't like it. But the biggest thing is other platforms have the same issue, but they're not going after other platforms. This is one thing I specifically hate. I hate when you ignore other people doing it, but you just focus on one. It's like the main thing that happens in school. One kid gets called out by the teacher for talking, and the kid will be like, oh, but everyone else is talking. And I'll be like, I don't care. It's you I'm going after. It's like, I hate that shit. I hate that shit so much. This lady that's what she's doing. And they're obviously, well, not obviously, but they're pretty certainly paid off by like Meta. And we're going to see
You
why.
can't even protect the people in this room? I think that is a blatant...
Look at Mr. Shochu, man. Mr. Shochu, I just feel so bad for him. Because, again, this is a problem with every fucking platform.
Display of how vulnerable people who use TikTok are.
Yeah, okay.
You couldn't take action after 41 days when a clear threat, a very violent threat to the chairwoman of this committee and the members of this committee was posted on your platform.
Uh-huh. Every platform has this.
You damn well know that you cannot protect the data and security of this committee or...
This has nothing to do with data or security, though. That's where, like, she's just wrong. This has nothing to do with protecting the data and security.
The 150 million users of your app, because it is an extension of the CCP.
And that is just what they're paid off to say. You're gonna hear it often. You're gonna hear a lot of these senators say, oh, it's CCP, it's China Communist Party. This is a Chinese app from the Chinese government doing this, doing that for China. And it's just blatantly wrong, but they don't care. Like, the fact that stuff like this, that's just blatantly wrong, that they will just ignore and just argue that it is the way it is, you're arguing like a false reality. Like, what the hell? This is what makes it so annoying to me, that it's so blatantly like obvious they got paid off because excuse me. Because if you were anyone, now again, with the information we know right now, right? If you were anyone with a brain who can like do some basic level detective research of Googling who owns TikTok, where are they located, they're in America. Like, what?
And with that, I yield back.
Now, this is the biggest part that I think is the nail in the coffin here, which is why I hate this dumb bitch.
Can I respond, Chair?
Can he respond, right? Can he argue for himself? Can he say something about this?
No, we're going to move on.
No. Look at Mr. Mr. Shochu is like, okay. So you just want to publicly crucify him and you want everyone to watch and you don't even want him to defend himself. This is so disgusting. I hate this shit. It's so stupid. Oh my god, it's so dumb. But anyway, this is where I think this is the biggest like nail in the coffin, where it was such a good question. The best thing you can do is try to make him answer it. And obviously he'd probably have a good answer, but let's just say he didn't. Let's just say he made a fool of himself trying to like answer this, because this is a hard question to answer. Why was this video allowed for 41 days? It is a good question. And the fact that you didn't give him the opportunity to answer to where it could have ended out in your favor, massive L plus ratio. What a fucking, I hate this lady. Look at her. She probably looks like she siphons money from her fucking like, from her state, Florida. Fuck Florida. But anyway, let's see some more people's opinions.
Given me and countless others like me the opportunity to showcase our talents
It has.
and make a living doing what we love.
Good for you.
A TikTok ban wouldn't just put my business at risk. 95% of my livelihood would disappear overnight.
It's become
Sad.
a vital platform for advocates across society and across the political spectrum to connect, share their stories, and help change people's lives.
Yes.
I can tell you without question that the next generation of black business owners are going to come from the TikTok platform.
They will.
If you ban
They
TikTok,
will.
then you put at risk putting a cap on the ambitions of a whole generation of wealth creators.
TikTok.
And you know what the sad part of this is? These are all true things. Yahoo News, excuse me, is posting this, by the way. Very credible source. These are not false things that they're saying they're true. Obviously, they're not true to the extent, right? Like what the young woman said, like, oh, the next generation of black business people are going to come from TikTok. Yeah, sure, some of them, not most of them. Some of them will, sure. But the biggest thing that's sad is, again, these are all valid, they're all true. But the senators are just going to ignore these things because they've been paid off or they're too stupid to realize it. It's honestly sad. This goes into a bigger argument of our government and how it's structured and how it's all old people who don't understand current day things like technology, cryptocurrencies, and stuff like that. And it's getting ruined. And I don't think they should be allowed, if they don't understand things, to like make rules on this stuff. I don't know if anyone else has grandparents, but my grandparents can't even operate a computer. They don't understand how the mouse works. I've spent 30 minutes to an hour with them at the bank trying to get them to click something on a computer to make a new account, and they, for the life of them, could not do it. And they needed to do it. We couldn't help them. They had to do it themselves, and they weren't capable of it. Some people who are older just can't understand certain things. They can't comprehend it. It's just not in the cards. But it's really sad that it's so obvious that this is true, and it's so obvious that the politicians and the senators are getting paid off. I don't know if I should call them politicians or senators, though, but I'm going to say senators. So the senators are getting paid off. The Congress people. They're getting paid off to basically just attack TikTok. Again, it's the high few, it's the minority of the powerful versus the majority of everyone else.
I'm really frustrated right now.
I am too.
CEO of TikTok here is at a House hearing talking about the ban of TikTok, trying to prevent the ban of TikTok.
Yes.
And Kat
I really don't want TikTok to get banned, man. I love TikTok.
Kamek and I
Fix your fucking website, though. Let me get my old DMs back so I could do more videos like this.
pronounce your last name, I really don't care, posted this tweet, and I saw the segment live. She had
This gets me infuriated, by the way.
talking to the CEO of TikTok, and this is infuriating. So here's
Thank you. This guy's me. This guy's me.
her tweet. The TikTok CEO couldn't even address a direct death threat to the chairwoman of the House Energy and Commerce Committee and its members, and they expect us to believe they can protect the 150 million American users. Well,
You didn't let him respond.
here's the thing. If you actually watch the segment, she doesn't allow him to talk. She literally talks
Exactly.
over him the entire time when she's speaking and thinks this is a gotcha. No, it's not.
It's so dumb.
This whole situation just goes to show how unprofessional you are, because instead of
Yes.
allowing him to actually answer your questions, you talked over him the entire time. And
Yes.
whenever he tried to give you an answer, you're like, no, this is my time. This is my time. It just goes to show that
Now, I didn't show the whole thing, or I didn't see the whole thing either, and we didn't show it. So I don't know if that's what she did at other parts, but in the part we saw, she didn't do that.
you didn't want him to answer your questions. You just wanted to keep bringing up stuff and then allow
And attacking him.
him to try to answer and then talk over him because he's not addressing it. No, you're not letting him talk. This is
Facts.
beyond ridiculous. You think this is a gotcha moment when it isn't. It just goes to show how unprofessional you are. You went in with a certain agenda and bringing up this death threat that was still
Facts.
up on TikTok. And the thing is, not everything gets flagged immediately when things go up on TikTok. We all know there's
Okay, but the 41 days thing is a long time. Like, we can also agree on that, right? Like, again, she does have good points, and she really should have let him answer. He could, like, I don't know how he would respond to that in a good way.
so much stuff that gets uploaded all the time that it's almost impossible to catch everything. And the
Yes.
thing is, you didn't want him to actually answer your questions. You just wanted to talk over him and act like he wasn't addressing things when you were not allowing him to do so. Yet other people at that House hearing was allowing him to actually answer questions, to actually have a conversation. You went in with your agenda and you're a fool. You were unprofessional. It is ridiculous.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Kat Kamek, very, very disgraceful, very sad, very disgusting. But yeah, he basically summarized a lot of what I said. But, you know, there's other people who believe what I believe, which is always a good thing. Well, it's not a good, potentially not a good thing, but it makes me feel better.
Does TikTok access?
This is, oh my god, so now we're going to get into the part where we show how stupid these senators are. I don't even know if this is a question that Meta paid him to say. I can honestly believe that this is a question he just said it himself and he doesn't understand.
The home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi app.
And Mr. Show doesn't even understand what is being asked right now.
I'm sorry, I may not understand the...
So if I have a TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet.
Yeah, do I have to connect to Wi-Fi? Like, if I connect to Wi-Fi, can I use the internet? Like, what?
If that's the question.
Like, it honestly, on a world stage, imagine other leaders looking at senators like this, or Congress people, and, like, imagine seeing how stupid this looks. If anyone who understands the internet sees this, they're going to see this guy's an idiot.
Is it possible then that it could access other devices on that home Wi-Fi network?
Congressman, we do not do anything that is beyond any industry norms. I believe the answer to your question is no. It could be technical. Let me get back to you.
Like, even the CEO of TikTok doesn't know on a technical level. Like, if you access the Wi-Fi, does it access other stuff of your home network? If your Wi-Fi is connected to that stuff, maybe, let's just go with the example or the idea that, oh, this is actually secretly controlled by the Chinese party, right? Okay, what's on my home Wi-Fi network? Let me use me as the example. On my home Wi-Fi is my home, my computer, my printer. Well, that's not Wi-Fi, that's wired. So it's my phone and my printer. So if I'm using TikTok on my phone and I connect it to the Wi-Fi, and the Chinese Communist Party owns TikTok, and they use it as a Trojan horse to get into my Wi-Fi to then go to my printer, what are they gonna do? My printer's not gonna start printing all hail Xi Jinping. It's not gonna start like looking at what I'm printing, because how's it gonna even know that? All right. I don't think my printer keeps a copy of that, but if it does, then that's on HP, because I have a shitty ass HP printer. So then you have to blame HP for that shit. So it's a question of how the fuck would this even work, right? Oh, what? They're looking that I'm printing documents of like funny little pictures from the internet to like post on my wall. Oh wow, look, they saw I printed a picture of Pokemon. Oh no. They really got my information on lock now. Like, what the hell? Like, even I don't know this shit.
Okay, I'd appreciate it if you can answer that.
Okay, like, it's so stupid. This guy's just an idiot. And I love that people, again, the biggest thing is people are understanding it. And the part that I think is next is people have to do something about it. I think this is all going to culminate in a mass opinion of our government being inept and unable to do things that they need to do to serve us, which is kind of what's happening anyway, right? The government doesn't care about us. They're not making stuff for us. It's kind of all against us. But regardless, I think the sentiment is now becoming that more and more. Because look at the comments, right? Look at the video from Hooli. This is so embarrassing. I swear to God, we need to get competent and younger people in office. It's giving Senator, we run ads. Honestly, this guy does not understand how the internet works. It's true. It's true. And then Piss over here says the TikTok CEO is so cute. I very much agree. It's very unrelated to what we're talking about, but I very much agree.
Well, and as was pointed out by Chairwoman Rogers, you have regular contact
Oh,
with
look, Kat Kamek again.
Chinese Communist Party Secretary, Mr. Zhang Fuping, who is...
So this is where it shows, right? There's the reality, and then the government doesn't want to accept the reality because they're either paid off or they're stupid. One of those two is true.
your boss at ByteDance, correct?
No.
No. Look, she's surprised. Like, she looks so sure of herself. This is why this bitch is so stupid, right? Look, she says, like, yeah, we know your boss is, like, a Chinese, Communist Party affiliate.
No.
And she smiles, and then she's like, oh, no, really?
Neither my boss, nor do we have frequent contact.
But you have regular contact with ByteDance.
With the CEO of ByteDance.
Who is...
Yes.
Mr. Zhang Fuping is the editor-in-chief.
He's not.
He's not. Like, look, Shu chose her saying he's not. Like, this isn't true.
Colleague Representative Burgess a few minutes ago exposed that TikTok and ByteDance share legal teams. You confirmed this, correct?
Our general counsel is an American lawyer, veteran of Microsoft.
Also,
yeah, who also like does stuff for Microsoft. An American lawyer. Like, what?
My colleague Representative Ladd.
Look, even Shu Cho is like what?
To confirm that your parent.
He's literally just denying facts and making up stuff. Like, what?
Company ByteDance currently can access user data. Yes.
We have to be more specific.
Yeah.
So this is why he's saying we have to be more specific. The answer is yes, but everyone does this. All the other companies do this. And look what he says here.
Yes.
After Project Texas, no.
Like, he's not letting him talk.
I'm not asking after Project Texas. I'm asking now. Yes.
Some user data is public data, Congresswoman, which means everybody can search.
What's interesting to me is that you've used
everyone
the word
can access
over
it. Like, bro, it's crazy. It's so crazy. This is just a snippet. Like, Kat Kamek is so stupid. I don't get it.
Hey guys, it's Show.
Look at Show here, dude. So this is where we're gonna see how cool Show is, right? Now, obviously, he's gonna say what we want to hear, and I wanna kind of break it down a little bit. But we're gonna see he's very like on the point of maybe he's given up on convincing Congress because obviously they don't want to be convinced or they're bought out. So he's gonna try and convince us, and look at how he does that.
Here, as you know, I just testified before Congress.
Yeah, more like got publicly almost executed by them. I feel so bad for this guy. But he kept his composure, honestly. The way he like carried himself in it, 10 out of 10.
And I wanted to share my thoughts about the experience with you. Now,
so let's see if he shares the thoughts and his experience with us. This is where I say that he would be a very good politician. Be a very good politician. Because look what he says, right? Are we going to hear his thoughts and opinions about the experience? Let's see.
Before I do that, I really want to thank you for the comments in the last video. Now, TikTok is all about conversations and community, and I'm so grateful to hear from all of you. Now, here
Us.
are
It's
a
all
few of
about
my
us.
favorites.
It's all about us.
Now, that is what it's all about. A
Yeah.
lot was said
Us.
at the hearing, but I hope you heard the message, the important message, that it is our responsibility to protect more than 150 million Americans who love and use our platform.
Yes.
Now, this is why I'm making the following commitments to you.
So remember, has he said his opinions about the hearing yet? No. He's doing something that Congress people do, that politicians do. He's going to something else to try and convince you of something.
Number one, we will continue to keep safety, especially for teenagers, a top priority.
Because that is one of the biggest things that people are concerned about, right? So he's trying to put our feelings at rest so we can allow TikTok. And if we allow TikTok, we're going to want it. We're going to get upset if the politicians ban it.
Second, we will continue to protect your data from unauthorized foreign access.
See, he's smart here too. He says continue to do it, which means they've already been doing it.
Now, in the US, American data will be stored on American soil by an American company overseen by American personnel. Third, we will ensure that TikTok remains a platform for free expression and that it cannot be manipulated by any government.
Including ours.
Fourth, we will be transparent and give access to third-party independent monitors to keep us accountable for our commitments.
Which is
now,
good.
We know that trust is built with every decision we make.
Very
We're
good.
proud of the groundbreaking work we are doing to be the
Yes.
most trusted platform in the world.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. I hope you share this information with your friends, your family, and your elected officials on why TikTok is important to you.
Now, this is something where, again, look at the beginning of this video and look at the description here. Did he share his thoughts about the congressional hearing? No, he actually didn't do it at all. He did something that's very smart, but he did not answer the question. He's a very good actor, and I'm telling you, TikTok hired the right guy. But he did not answer the question of how do you feel about the congressional hearing? He didn't say any opinions on it. He just didn't. Now, I actually did something I don't normally do. I actually did contact my representative. I contacted AOC. I forgot her full name, Alexandria, whatever. Let me look her up real quick. AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I contacted her and I wrote her an email saying, listen, I like TikTok. I actually took the step forward. I did what these people are saying to do. I actually will fight to this extent for TikTok. I told her, hey, I like TikTok. Hey, if you're not, against, if you're not voting for it, if you're not supporting it, if you're against it, if you believe all of these lies that are being perpetrated, all these lies that are levied against it for the reasons it should be banned, I don't want to support someone in the next election that believes these things. And I hope you'll look at all the facts and you'll not ban TikTok and argue for it. I actually did that, excuse me. But anyway, yeah, Show, very smart guy, but it makes you question, right? If he's doing what other people are doing, he's very smart, but is he genuine? Is this actually how he is? Or is he just doing a job, right? You don't know. But if anything, he's a good actor, like I keep saying.
So you watched your first congressional committee today, huh?
Yes.
That was something.
Oh, it was. This guy's angry.
Yeah, you just learned a thing that anyone who watches congressional committees knows.
Which is?
Which is that Congress people are very easily swayed by facts that are handed to them by lobbyists.
And they're not even facts.
Especially lobbyists from Meta.
That's true. And we're gonna... I didn't believe it was only Meta, right? I thought people were kind of crazy for saying, oh, Meta's lobbying them. It's Meta, paying them off. I didn't really believe that until a future video. I believe it's the last one in the little gauntlet of videos we have, in the gauntlet of TikToks we have. But you're going to see, and if everything, again, at some point you really question, okay, is what you're seeing true, right? But going with the assumption it's true, unless it's very easily proven false, and even now, I sort of question if something's proven false, is that even to be trusted? You get into this weird rabbit hole of how do you trust anything on the internet, but, you can kind of tell with all of the facts and all the knowledge, you can kind of make a good assumption. You can never be 100% sure anymore, but I'm pretty sure with everything that we're going to see later on, it's very obviously Meta. If not other people too, it's very obviously Meta and our government just wanting to take more control, and you're going to see why.
Facebook, Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg, that whole thing.
Yep.
And, they spent the whole time there talking about how they want to ban TikTok. They never said any actual physical proof.
And they actually lied. Remember, oh, the CCP guy is connected with a ByteDance. Well, that's just not true.
But you're probably worried. Are they going to ban TikTok? Well, it's possible.
I hope not.
But you can stop it. And there's one way that we can all stop it together.
Yes.
What I want you to do,
yes.
just for a couple minutes,
yes.
I want you to sit down.
Okay, we don't have to watch the rest of this because this is basically him telling, like, contact your congressperson.
They might have to spend.
Let me just make sure.
Do. So take the time.
Yeah, he basically just says call to action. I don't know why I sent myself this. Maybe to remind myself to do it, but yeah, make sure to contact your local congressperson, your local representative. Okay, hold on. So, I don't want these TikToks to be all doom and gloom. So here's Mr. Shou Chu, looking very attractive. I just wanted to include this in here just to kind of show he's a really cool guy, man. I really like him. Let's watch it one more time. Like, who made this? So yeah, I just wanted to include that in there for no other reason, just to, make things not as depressing. Let me raise this up. This is a little low.
State of Texas, I am deeply concerned.
He's deeply concerned. The Tic Tac application.
I am served nothing but dancing, homosexuals, fluffers, and drag queens. And I'd like you to explain right now how algorithms work.
So, like, what the fuck? So this guy is getting fed, a lot of certain stuff. He wants Mr. Shou Chu to explain why the algorithm is feeding him that. And I'll just go out on a limb here and say maybe this guy has some stuff going on. Because remember, TikTok and all these other things, they listen to us. They hear us from our phones, right? They actively listen to what we're around and what's going on. So I sort of question this guy and what he's doing behind the scenes, number one. But I very much believe the TikTok algorithm feeds you what you want to see. It's very accurate, right? Granted, it does take a little finagling sometimes to get at what you want, and it does show you some creepy ass stuff sometimes. But overall, the TikTok algorithm is very accurate. So, number one, I think he's just asking something of Mr. Shou Chu that's impossible. I don't think this man is going to be able to comprehend what an algorithm is. And number two, even if he is, he's not going to believe it, at least publicly. He's not going to admit that maybe he likes that sort of stuff, and that's why it's feeding it to him. But this is more just funny. Like, he's deeply concerned. The Tic Tac application. Like, oh my. Doesn't this not show how outdated these people are? And they're running our government and stuff.
I am served nothing but dancing, homosexuals, fluffers, and drag queens.
Dancing homos. Like what the hell? Now we know you're search. Like, everyone knows what it actually is. It's so funny.
Good morning, bad news.
Holy shit, this is loud. I apologize.
Did you just watch Congress cringe their way through the TikTok hearings?
It was
TikTok
very cringe.
Access the home Wi-Fi network.
Like look at Shou Chu here. Shou Chu's like, what? Does it access the whole Wi-Fi network? Do you put it on Wi-Fi?
Are you wondering why a bunch of angry, geriatric, uninformed, and
Okay, so I'm gonna just preface this too. Good morning, bad news. This is one of the things that I think is extremely overboard. They go very, very hard on certain things, and again, this is one of the examples again where I don't fully agree with everything they're saying. In fact, I think they go too hard. I think Good Morning Bad News is very out there in terms of how it presents things.
And technologically illiterate grandparents are trying to ban TikTok.
It's very insulting. Like me.
Lines that have nothing to do with data security or national interest. Well, besides the fact that Congress is an antiquated institution of elderly power brokers dedicated to protecting wealth,
that's sort of true.
It's also because Congress explicitly shut down the congressional office responsible for informing them about developments in tech.
So that's so stupid. They literally shut down the office that's supposed to teach them about technology.
The Office of Technology Assessment was created all the way back in 1972, and throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s published hundreds of studies across critical issues like pollution, healthcare, climate change, and of course, the early stages of the internet. For over 2 decades, the OTA gave Congress the tools they needed to legislate around these issues. But Congress tends to attract unintelligent, sycophantic, anti-science narcissists.
Okay, see, it's very, insulting. I don't know about all that, but yeah, definitely them getting rid of that committee was bad.
When Republicans took control of Congress for the first time in 40 years in 1995, they immediately got rid of the OTA because they were too busy trying to poison the planet for money. So if you were wondering why Congress looked like a bunch of embarrassing idiots up there...
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is?
That's sad, but it's so accurate.
It's because they're a bunch of embarrassing idiots.
Wow. See, it's very sad the way he's saying it, but it is somewhat true.
Turns out Mark Zuckerberg has a...
Okay, this is the last video on our list. Until I send myself new TikToks or I can get access to the old ones. Please, Mr. Shochu, please give me access to them again. Please fix the website version. But anyway, yeah, this is kind of like, this really made me think, if everything here is true from our lovely friend Dylan Page here, like, this is some scary ass shit. I only question what happens in the background anymore. It's so scary.
Dark past with TikTok that he doesn't want anyone knowing about right
Mark
now. It's no
Zuckerberg
secret
is
that the
evil.
banning of TikTok in the US would benefit Meta. But the
Of
lengths
course it
that
would.
Zucker's gone to make it happen is shocking. But before
Like, these can't, I would be shocked if all of these would be true. I'm pretty sure most of them are, but if all of them are true, this is fucking insane.
he wanted to get rid
This
of
is
it,
crazy.
he wanted to own it. In 2016,
Yeah, he wanted to buy it, because what do you do to become, like, a rich fuck? You own everything, you buy everything.
Zuckerberg was in serious talks with the founders of Musical.ly, which is now TikTok. But when the deal never happened, he tried to copy it with an app called Lasso. If you've never heard of
Yeah, and everything that happens now with Meta seems to fail. Lasso failed. Meta is burning. You know, fucking, what is that stupid thing they're trying to make online? The metaverse? That shit is fucking burning too, losing them tons of money that they're doubling down on for some reason. It's so stupid.
of it, it's because it failed miserably. But then when TikTok started taking off and Trump wanted to ban it in 2020, he began aggressively lobbying against TikTok in Washington. In a private dinner at the White House, he argued that China's internet firms posed a threat to American businesses and, quote, should be a bigger concern than reining in Facebook.
Yeah, look at them. Don't look at us. Yeah, you're trying to handle us. Handle them. They're worse. Like, bro, what? All because he couldn't get it, he gets upset. And because it's doing better than his stuff, he wants it eliminated. It's crazy. Mark Zuckerberg does look pretty weird, though. Look at him. Look at him here. Looks like a lizard, man. I remember I heard this thing. I don't know if it's true. Because like I said, I don't know what's true anymore on the internet. But I heard this thing that Mark Zuckerberg took classes to try and look more human. Or, like, look more, like, emotional. Because people were so weirded out by him.
Remember his position on China because this gets crazy. Now, after TikTok survived the first ban, the Washington Post received leaked emails confirming that Mark Zuckerberg paid a large consulting firm.
Also, before we go forward, how did they know in that private thing at the White House what he said? If it was private, it really makes me question again, is this true?
From last year to organize a nationwide campaign with the primary goal of turning the public against TikTok. He officially entered his villain era at this point. One email read, dream would be to get stories with headlines like from dances to danger. How TikTok has become the most harmful social media space for kids.
And this is where the sick part comes in. Anytime in media, anytime you want to convince the public of something, one of the easiest ways to do it is say they're affecting the kids, it's for the children, something with the children. Almost everyone cares about the kids. They don't want things fucking with kids. That's why a big thing happened with education reform, and the main thing that says, it's for the kids, it's for the kids. Who's going to say no publicly to, oh, we don't want to support children? If they say anything like that, it's not going to look good. They're not going to get voted in. The kids are such an easy topic to go after.
This was in reference to dangerous trends that supposedly started on TikTok, but after investigation turned out to have originated on Facebook. Other
Wow.
messages the firm was trying to push was that
Yeah, look at Mark Zuckerberg with the American flag. Look at him, so American.
TikTok is the real threat, especially as a foreign-owned app that is #1 in sharing data that young teens are using. Sounds a lot like yesterday's hearing in Congress. But before he was worried about data being shared to China, he wanted to be in China. In
Look at that. Look at that.
efforts to get Facebook unbanned in the country,
His Facebook is banned there too, just like TikTok.
he learned Mandarin to give speeches, touted Chinese science fiction books to all of his followers, posted a photo of himself jogging through Tiananmen Square, and here's the wildest part, he even asked Chinese President Xi Jinping to bestow an honorary name on his then unborn daughter during a White House dinner. Fast forward to today, and all that hard work might just be paying off. And unfortunately for Mark Zuck, if anyone wants to look this stuff up, it's all public information. But the question is, if TikTok does get banned, would people go back to Meta or not?
No, they wouldn't. But basically, that's pretty much it. It really, like, you know, he says this is all public information. Just because it's public doesn't mean it's true. I really do question how much of this is true. But dear sweet God, like, what is happening? What is honestly happening? Like, bro, if TikTok gets banned, it is honestly because, it's not because it's a security risk or anything. It's because the government wants it banned and they want more control. If TikTok gets banned, it really is a dark fucking dimension. It's so bad. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this depressing ass shit as usual. I tried to make it fun with a little edit of Mr. Shochu in here. And like I said before, if you want to send me some stuff, send it to Tecnics, friend me on Tecnics, and send me anything you think should be in here to show off to other people. I'll put it in if it's good. And I stream every day at Twitch TV/Technics channel. You can come hang out there with me, help me not be lonely, and I hope you enjoyed.